Aries. Aries symbol mental tensions, concerns that weigh heavily on you, or frustrating disagreements are possible with today's Mercury-Pluto opposition, dear Aries. People can be defensive of their ideas, or family drama emerges. You can be excited about a project or idea, but you might also face opposition to it. There can be some chaotic energy to your inner world or home life, and focusing on sorting and organizing things can help center you. You might consider putting things into order around the home, as this will help you feel freer with work or responsibilities, where you can benefit from clearing your head. There can be a struggle between personal and professional obligations, and working on finding a better balance will be particularly helpful now. If you've been clinging too closely to specific ambitions, you might consider relaxing them a little if tensions are boiling over. As the day advances, however, it's easier to unwind or let go. Comfort with yourself and your limits can be in focus and can be satisfying. Taurus. Taurus symbol. There can be a lot on your mind or your plate today, dear Taurus. A Mercury-Pluto opposition might trigger insecurities or fears about losing someone's admiration. It could pull up fears of making changes. Consider that holding onto an opinion too tightly might prevent you from going forward, growing, and moving on. However, it's not about conceding, either. It's only about redirecting yourself if you've spent too much time and energy on something that's draining you. Aim to get over a hump, as resentment can rob you of happiness. If you keep a lookout, you could discover some of your hidden desires, which you can use to fuel better decisions or suitable projects and pursuits later. Near day's end, you find it far easier to relax and focus on your personal goals. Gemini. Gemini symbol. There can be tensions in your interactions or worries hang heavy on your mind today, dear Gemini, with an opposition between Mercury and Pluto. People can be a little more defensive, or they feel the need to prove something if an idea challenges their comfort levels. Pushing for answers can be problematic, and money or support problems that have been weighing you down could reach a turning point. If you've been feeling undervalued, frustrations can come to a head. Keep in mind that compromise would be ideal, but getting there involves giving a little, and it's best not to count on others doing so just for the time being. Consider this a revealing time, since jealousies or frustrations stimulated today can get you into touch with feelings or desires you didn't realize you had. The moon spends most of the day in your adventure sector, helping you focus on the bigger picture rather than worry about the details. Cancer. Cancer symbol. Today's Mercury-Pluto opposition can bring complicated but potentially revealing energies to your day, dear Cancer. Your ideas or plans may meet with obstacles, and it may be a good idea to be kind to yourself by not pushing something too hard, but do let your mind explore new ideas. Communications can be weighty, or you can feel frustrated if you're not free to express yourself spontaneously. Avoid a tug of war, but if a problem is becoming untenable, this can be the time when something forces the issue. Conflicts emerging today can give you insight into the hidden forces at work in your life that may be undermining your progress or keeping you from moving on and forward. Later today, it's far easier to relax, and you might enjoy a mind-expanding or pleasant conversation or read something that makes you feel hopeful, inspiring a new idea or interest. Leo. Tense thoughts or concerns are more prominent today with a Mercury-Pluto opposition, dear Leo, or something reaches ahead, and you need to address the matter. It may be best to avoid allowing worries to undermine your interactions with others, which could be strained otherwise. You could very well discover that keeping a project or idea to yourself is useful just for now. Unless you're channeling mental energy into something creative and positive, avoid letting your imagination run ahead of you. An overactive curiosity can lead you to think you're ready for something before you are. You may also want to gather all the facts before jumping to communicate about a new observation, as something shared can cause quite a stir under today's transits. You could feel a lot of pressure to get things done, even if you're not feeling up to par emotionally and physically. Make plans to improve your routines and workload so that you can unplug and shut things off sometimes. The moon spends much of the day in your partnership sector, and arriving at a satisfying balance can be a strong drive. Later today, you might learn new things about yourself or someone important to you. Virgo. Today holds some confrontational energy, dear Virgo. Your ruling planet, Mercury, opposes Pluto, challenging you to confront problem areas. Tensions and pressures from others, especially in love and friendship, can be the issue now, and there can be some obsessiveness involved. You might go back and forth between a strong desire to get to the truth of a matter and a fear of doing so. The goal now should be to purge, release, and let go. You're likely holding onto something too tightly, and it can't breathe in that position. Or, you're limiting your own freedom for doing so. Either way, the goal now should be to empower yourself by easing back. While it's easier said than done, it can be well worth the effort. Be kind to yourself by not overthinking or entertaining thoughts that are too negative or obsessive. Later today, it's easy to do so. In fact, you can feel more emotionally generous, and others seem more open as well. Libra. Buried hurts can jump out of hiding today, dear Libra, mainly through communications as Mercury opposes Pluto. Or they might find expression in one way or another in your conversations. Fears of having the rug pulled from under your feet or not being in the know can lead to frustrating scenarios or tensions. Secrets might be revealed, or previously hidden matters can emerge, ideally pushing you towards the light but nevertheless a bit uncomfortable. Stalemates are likely, and it may be best to avoid pushing issues. Ideally, it may be best to observe, formulate a strategy, and then act later. With Mercury currently transiting the top of your solar chart, your words tend to have more impact than usual, and what you communicate can very well be remembered for some time. If you use the tense energies of today constructively, it can be an excellent time to pour yourself into a worthy project. Helping you detox a little is the moon's transit of your sector of joy most of the day. Creative outlets can be most satisfying. Scorpio. There can be some fear of change behind disagreements today, dear Scorpio, with Mercury, typically a light, airy communicative influence, in opposition to dark, transformational Pluto. This transit challenges us to grow through our conversations or exposure to different or new ideas, opinions, and methods. Under this transit, superficial differences of opinion can turn quickly. Mental tension is possible, and you might need to contend with obstacles or resistance. Problems related to communications, learning, or transportation can push to a head. You can feel as if you're on a mission to find out the truth of a matter. However, it may be best to detach yourself from others' responses if they're frustrating you. Challenge yourself to reframe your thinking rather than hold onto an idea or belief for dear life so that you can unwind and center yourself. You're mentally sharp, which is excellent for intellectual and business-related endeavors, but your heart may not be ready for where your mind wants to go right now. Observe carefully since frustrations may reveal hidden desires. The moon spends most of the day in your home and family sector, encouraging a lay-low approach. Sagittarius. Mental energy runs high today, dear Sagittarius, and it can be somewhat problematic with Mercury in opposition to Pluto. There can be some strain in a relationship if there have been imbalances and resentment brewing. Or, worries can seem more pressing or hanging heavily in the air, making it difficult to enjoy yourself in spots. Embrace rather than resist opportunities to grow and push past a fear. At the same time, it's essential to watch for over-attachment to ideas or things and aim to rise above suspicious thoughts. Sensitive areas are core values, power dynamics, money, and issues of sharing or ownership. Positively, you might uncover a secret or pursue a line of research doggedly today, but avoid overdoing things. While the tendency is to focus on a matter and make too much of it, it's easier to let things go as the day advances. Capricorn. Others can push your buttons today as Mercury opposes Pluto in your sign, dear Capricorn. It can be all too easy to get involved in a tug of war with someone, and differences of opinion or methods can be taken very personally. Issues that have been brewing under the surface can now come to a head. You're more likely to feel empowered if you stay open, flexible, and focused on growth rather than worried about what others are saying and doing. Channeling extra energy into productive activities can be successful. Even so, disagreement or conflict may be just what a relationship needs in some cases, revealing important buried issues that need addressing. The moon spends most of the day in your resources sector, encouraging calm and patience. Aquarius. The moon spends most of the day in your sign, ramping up your emotions, dear Aquarius, and you're creative and reactive. Aim to avoid the trap of overloading your plate or concentrating too hard on flaws. A Mercury-Pluto aspect can rile you up, and issues related to anxiety or guilt can undermine your productivity. Conversations might heat up, or your thoughts take you tense places as you revisit old hurts. There could be a reason for this. It may be time to put those things behind you. Something previously buried might emerge, and it can be highly revealing, leading to important discoveries about your feelings, hidden ambitions, and fears. Ideally, you'll pour extra energy and passion into becoming more efficient, skilled, or organized. As the day advances, it's far more natural to let go and settle in or settle down. Pisces. Mental tensions are likely to surface as Mercury opposes Pluto today, dear Pisces. You could find that someone is attempting to one-up you or get the upper hand, since there can be a lot of this now. A rude awakening is possible, but it could be something that clarifies matters. Consider that people may be holding on too tightly to their point of view temporarily. If learning experiences don't result from conflicts, stressing over communications is a waste of your time and energy. Aim to do what you can to release and purge rather than hold on to negative feelings today. The moon spends much of today in your privacy sector, giving you all the more reason to take some time to unwind and process rather than push ahead. You can feel far more forward-looking later today.